Every day I come outside, and no matter how cold it is, clearly it's freaking snowing, and I'm in a t-shirt. That's the Ohio in me. I come out here to feel a little bit human again, to keep the demons away. I follow someone on Instagram who's from Miami, Florida, and it was 60 degrees there the other day, and they couldn't go out on their run because it was too cold. Look at me. Hi everyone, my name is Holly and welcome to a very rare reading vlog. I don't do these often, but when I do, I put pressure on myself and make it a challenge. But I feel in the mood for one, and I feel like I have the perfect book to read within these next 24 hours. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm drinking, because I would be curious too with this green goop, this is actually Bomar Nutrition's greens, and the greens alone isn't exactly the best flavor, but to make it better I mix it with grape lemonade EAA from them as well, and it just makes it a lot more flavorful. I drink this every single morning and I swear by it. No, this is not sponsored, but I do have a affiliate code for them. You can use my code HollyK at checkout and I get a 10% commission from your purchase, which helps me out so much. But anyways, that is not today's video. The grape lemonade really takes it over. I mentioned in my previous video that one of my goals for 2021 was to get my physical TBR down, and another one of my goals is actually to read more self-published books, or by just like an indie publisher, and I'm actually reading a self-published book for February, which I'm super psyched for. It's called Wolf Eater. I've posted pictures of it on my social media and whatnot. So I've read plenty of adult fantasy self-published, but not YA. Hyped YA fantasy, let's be honest, is 80%, maybe 90% disappointing. But what about self-published YA? That is something we are testing out today. So as I mentioned before, I have the perfect book to read within these next 24 hours, and that's right, I did mention only one book because there is no way I can read multiple books in 24 hours. I'm a pretty slow reader. I'm the type of reader where I read every single word in my head. I know a lot of people can skim read, or they only see the important words and they can get the gist of what the scene is saying, but for me I have to read every single word, and if I slur or if I mess up a word, I have to go back and reread the sentence. I know that sounds absolutely atrocious, but that's just how I am. So read one book. Luckily, an author reached out to me who is sponsoring this video, so thank you so much. But he asked if I was interested in collaborating, and when I saw the book's cover and read the synopsis and realized it was self-published, I had to take this chance. I was like, heck yeah, give me the book, let's do this. All of my thoughts and opinions from here on out are my own, don't worry, I will give you the tea. The book I am talking about is Soul Shifter. I know, look at this cover. I love the purple tones, and let's just ignore the girl for a minute and look at this weird looking cloud lizard creature that's happening at her feet. I am so curious. I actually mentioned it on Twitter that self-published fantasy have the best covers I've ever seen in my freaking life, and I guess this continues the trend because YA fantasy self-published might also have the best covers. Her outfit is really cool. She also has a scar on her forehead. Is she Harry Potter? But it's basically a portal fantasy, it sounds like. It's following a young girl named Sophia who wakes up suddenly in another world, fueled by evil and controlled by dark magic. That sounds so right up my alley. And while there, she learns that long ago she was chosen to be a soul shifter, which means she was magically chosen to try and keep the balance between good and evil. This book is pretty short. I believe it's under 300 pages. Yeah, it's about 290, so I probably won't be doing too many check-ins. I'll probably read this pretty quickly. So I had a heavy dinner last night and I'm still not hungry, so I'm just going to have an apple with some chocolate hazelnut spread. I'm really craving some chocolate today, so this is what we're having. Very healthy breakfast. It's like 50-50. I've already stuck my finger in it. I'm so full from last night that I could barely finish that apple. But I came on here to tell you because, where's my phone? Right here. I forgot to tell you what time it was, which is really important for a 24-hour readathon thing. So I started at noon. It's already 1, so I need to start this book. That prologue, okay, actually, I hate laying on my stomach, so we're going to move. That was purely for the video. I'm ashamed. That was actually a really good prologue, and I'm kind of shocked by it, actually, because I don't know, I'm going into this book kind of thinking that obviously it won't be a favorite, but I mean, it could be good, but maybe not. Just giving you my honest thoughts. And that prologue was so intense. I really like prologues. I know a lot of people are a little bit iffy about them, but I really like them. But it was really intense. It was of this man holding this child in his arms, and they're running away from this beast thing, and it was terrifying, and he's doing everything he can to protect this child, and he's risking his life to protect the child, and you don't know who they are, you don't know why they're in this area in the first place. Why is this child so important? Obviously it's going to be the main character, I assume, but if this book can keep that momentum, we might have found a gem. Okay, flash forward a couple hours, and I made it to page 139, chapter 14, and I'm really enjoying it. It definitely slowed down a little bit, but once the main character got into the fantasy world, because I really don't like contemporary fantasies or contemporary anything, when books are set in the real world, I really don't like it. So when she got into the fantasy world, it became pretty good. I will say this is labeled as YA, but it actually feels kind of younger than that. It gives me middle grade vibes, actually. It reads quite a bit younger, and maybe that's because the main character, I think she's 16, which is a typical YA age, but she seems a lot younger than 16. And I guess the cover kind of looks middle grade as well. Oh wow, I'm sorry, you can see my window in my glasses. I hope it's not bothering you. But I am going to take a break from reading, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really in the mood to play Minecraft. Yes, I just admitted that to you. And I might load it up. Let's do it. Why am I telling you this? I was going to bring it up on my laptop, but now I kind of want to just play like plain vanilla console PS4, because I don't have a PS5 yet. Don't judge me. Honestly, this is my placeholder until the next Cyberpunk update. Last night's culprit on Why I'm So Full. Yikes. You guys only watch my vlogs for the animals, let's be honest. I mean, I would too. I bought a yoga mat and it came with this bundle of strings, and she loves it. So it's hers now. You can have it. You can have it. Hi everyone, so it's actually late in the night, and I managed to get to page 200, which is really good for me. Typically I can get to page 100, that's normally like my daily reading goal, and I surpassed that by double, so I'm super proud of that. And I'll wake up in the morning and finish this off and give you a proper review. I'm still really enjoying it. It's definitely... I'm so used to reading dark adult fantasy that this is definitely a breath of fresh air. The writing is simple, but it's buttery smooth, and it's really progressive too. It keeps you wanting to read and keeps you wanting to turn the pages. And the story is really interesting too, the whole soul shifter idea. The author adds a really nice original twist to it. Like, I don't think I've ever read anything about a person who wants to balance good and evil out in a world. I think it's really cool. Sorry, I am super tired right now. Reading throughout the day makes me super tired, which is why I typically save all of my reading until nighttime. But I even made hot chocolate to try and get me to keep reading to get to page 200, and it worked. But I am definitely running low on energy now, and I think I'm going to head to bed, so I will see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone! So I finished Soul Shifter. I actually got up a little bit earlier than I normally do just to finish those last 100 pages, or like 90 pages. So this book actually turned into like a full-blown adventure novel. It actually kind of reminded me of Indiana Jones quite a bit. There are so many elements that the author was able to mush into this, like 300-page novel, and it's honestly pretty impressive. It was just really fun, and it also had a lot of discussions on human emotion, like discussions on mental health, hardships, just overall a lot of messages on being a really kind human being. You can actually tell that the author put in a lot of heart into this book, and I'm really curious if the characters that he wrote about are based off of people in his real life because they felt so real. Now, does it play off some YA tropes? Yes, it does. In fact, it has that main character has to defeat the evil queen trope, which we've all read a billion times, and it can get kind of annoying to see again, but the author made it just fresh enough to keep you wanting to navigate that story. Also, I do wish it was a tad bit longer because there is actually a lot of lore concerning the kingdoms and all of their past like wars and stuff, and I adore world building. So I just really wish there was more time for the author to really punch in all of the detail on all of the history of this world. But with it being under 300 pages, there's definitely a lot of choosing on what's more important to talk about and include in the story. Overall, I would give this like a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that is a high rating for me as a critical reader, and with this being YA, that's like a 5-star for me. Thank you so much, Andjelko, for collaborating with me on this video, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and I definitely recommend you checking out Soul Shifter. And that is going to be it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this reading vlog, but if you did enjoy, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Go ahead and subscribe. I upload videos every single week. Follow me on Instagram at Holly Hearts Books and on Twitter at Holly Anise, and until we meet again, happy reading.